Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has refuted allegations by the African Democratic Congress that its investigations into opposition figures are politically motivated. EFCC Chairman Ola Olukoyede said on Monday that the Commission maintains a non-partisan mandate probing both ruling party and opposition politicians without fear or favor. He stressed that there should be no condemnation for investigating opposition leaders when similar probes have been carried out on ruling party officials. Olukoyede described the ADC's claims as self-serving and diversionary, adding that criminal investigations have no expiry date and all corruption allegations deserve attention. He noted that records in Nigerian courts show politicians from across the political spectrum facing charges of economic and financial crimes, with several serving governors also on the Commission's investigative radar. The EFCC, he said, would not bow to pressure to disclose details of ongoing probes. The anti-graft agency urged political parties to concentrate on their activities and avoid politicizing its work, reiterating that fraud is fraud, corruption is corruption. The EFCC warned against inflammatory political statements aimed at distracting from the looting of public funds. It assured Nigerians that no individual, regardless of political affiliation, would be treated as a sacred cow in its operations. Now, George, EFCC has spoken. They have a comeback for the allegation of the obedient movement and the ADC. Yeah. What is your take on that?
I completely align with the statement of the EFCC. The politicians should not politicize, investigation of politicians who, one way or the other, have changed the nation. They should not politicize it simply because they feel that the man is a member of their party and all that. Criminality has no expiry date. They have to investigate them, even if they have started before and the matter has not concluded. It doesn't. Even if what they call him, Tambua, or any of those politicians is the one to become the flag bearer of the opposition, and it happens that he has a question to answer, the FCC, she investigates and do their work appropriately. There's nothing stopping that. So why should you even allow someone who is corrupt to come back to further corrupt the nation?
Now the question would be, in the years that EFCC has been probing politicians, probing alleged fraud and all that, how many successful prosecutions have they had?
I think.
I mean, for politicians now, not ordinary Nigerians or probably business.
Yeah.
For politicians who walk the corridors of power.
Yes, go ahead. I think the challenge does not lie with the EFCC; it lies with our court, our judicial system.
Okay.
Because if you look at some of those investigations, you find out that these men actually were involved in those, acts they were mentioned for. But unfortunately, our judicial system happens to be setting them free. Some who have been jailed, like the likes of former governor of Abia State,
Ojus Okale,
the likes of Yaku also, from Adamawa State also. Some of them have been jailed by EFCC. Their jail time never lasted. You see somebody stealing billions of naira and the court will be giving the person 2-3 years in prison. So these are part of the challenges that EFCC is having.
Light sentences.
Yeah, if it is something that the EFCC is a court on their own, I'm sure they would have done a lot of conviction. Because if you go through some of those investigations, it's obvious that what is contained there is actually what happened. They will be saying that somebody withdrew money over the counter. There is evidence, there is video evidence, there is pictorial evidence and all that, signatures and all that. That's against the law. I'm trying to let you know that EFCC is actually not playing, but the challenge why they have not convicted more of those politically exposed people is because of our judicial system. People have been crying for special courts on issues like this. We have the delay alone. Sometimes is the reason why they give them lighter sentence. A matter that should be expedited, within a few months. And the person jailed if he's found culpable.
5 years, the matter is still
the matter. So sometimes when the court look at the matter that this man had been in and out of the court for this period of time, instead of giving him that lengthy, You know, something that is Nigeria.
A crime is a crime, and the law stipulates.
This is Nigeria. That is the challenge.
Measures for the crime.
That is the challenge I'm talking about.
So
they have a way of tying it down.
The law is not meant for the rich. Is it that justice is bought and sentences?
But this is not new to you in
compromised?
Nigeria. This is not new to you in Nigeria. It is something that most people know. It is not something that we are not aware of. We are all aware of it. I just told you that if EFCC is a court on its own, they would have done more of the conviction, because you know they did some kind of a detailed investigation on these people, date, time, place, event, and all that.
Before they get arrested.
Yes, even why some of them are serving as governors. As a serving governor, the EFCC still have right to investigate you. They cannot arrest you because you have immunity, but they have the right to investigate all your financial dealings and all that. So once you're done with your governorship, they can arrest you. So if EFCC is a court on their own, I believe they would have done more of the conviction. The challenge lies with our court, our judicial system, that sets this man free. You know, these are people, one way or the other, have done one favor or the other for this. So sometimes human nature creeps in. Now, find out how many convictions that EFCC have done to the ordinary people, the Yahoo boys and all that. You know that they're actually working.
But then when it comes to, but then one would say the corrupt politicians are actually, that's where the bulk of the money is, because I mean these are funds meant for the masses. These are funds that a single person cannot finish in 20 lifetimes. Cannot finish. So what are you doing with all that money? What are you doing with all those properties?
Right. They easy to buy freedom. See, I'm not also absolving EFCC of, you know, being corrupt. Because sometimes, you know, it is human nature, especially in Nigeria. They might look at one of those politicians due to vested interest from the appointing authority and all that, they throw blind eyes. It's not as if that person is not corrupt. So, but on the whole, if all the investigations they are making, if they have been able to convict, I'm talking about the politically exposed person, if they have been able to convict up to 80% of the investigations, which I know that most of those investigations are right, that's my thinking. Because it comes with date, time, place, event, and all that. You understand? But the judges are the ones who try to, even the FCC officials also sometimes throw blind eye. If they have been able to convict about 80 to 85% of the cases they file in court, I'm sure by now this country would have been better off. Because some of those monies that are meant for development of the country, that individuals who find themselves in position of authority, you know, use to buy freedom. They use it to buy freedom for themselves. Because part of those money is being given to both the FCC officials and even the judges to buy freedom for themselves. So
the matter will now stay in court for donkey years.
And all that, and at the end of the day, when they give judgment, you know, they sometimes they free them. They free them for using technicality.
What's the way forward? The way forward for because I mean the whole thing is looking like it's hopeless.
Yeah, the way forward for me is having a leader that is upright. Once you have an upright leader who understands that Nigeria must move forward without corruption, then he gives charges to all these officials manning different strategic positions of authority in Nigeria. He will be exemplary as a leader. His act will show the people that this person is not corrupt and this person does not condone corruption. So every other person will sit up. It will not be a 1-year fight. It will not be a 2-year fight. It will not even be a 1-term or 4-year fight. It might not even be a fight of 2 terms, which is 8 years. But let us be conscious enough as a leader, you know, to start something. And before you know, it becomes part of the people. That is the way out. If not like that, let me not blaspheme. Let heaven fall. Nigeria will remain what it is.
So, if not like that, you don't see a change. You don't see things getting better.
Yes,
however, you see corrupt politicians getting smart at evading
the
system.
I will not sound too pessimistic about it, because I believe that one way or the other, we'll have someone someday that will come. Be it, you know, anybody can just come, even from the least expected place, can come and say enough is enough. So on that note, I will not be pessimistic. But as it is now, is difficult.
All right.